Hi everyone, very exciting. We have a writing lesson with you, and I'm gonna to give some information and strategies and tips how to write effectively letters and essays. So let's begin from the letters. As you know, we have 7 types of letters. The first one is complaint letter, and the second one is request letter, and the next one is application letter, and the next one is apology, invitation letter, thank you letter, and the last one is condolence letter. And these are our 7 main letters, types of letters. This lesson I took as an example how to write complaint letters. And what is a complaint letter? The letter which contains a request for an adjustment is called a complaint letter. In this letter, you basically describe the errors or any kind of problems that you have faced in the past. And I can say that mistakes often happen in our day-to-day life. You have to first identify them, then start rectifying, and in this case, have others rectify it for you. But you must know the right way to do away with it. If you are incurring the losses or getting bad services, then you have the right to complain. If it's your fault, then complaining to the company about their faulty product is not a good idea. That's why you have to find and identify the company's fault, and it's a good idea to complain about the poor service or goods which you have received or bought in the past. And we have some phrases which we can use during writing. And from this slide I can give some examples and phrases which we can write with them to get a right tone. These are some common phrases which you can use in a complaint letter, and it is very helpful to get the right tone. And the first one, you have to start writing giving the reason for your writing. The first one, and we have 4 expressions to give to start our writing, our complaint letter. The first one is, I'm writing in order to complain about. For example, I'm writing to complain about. And the third one is, I'm writing to regarding, and I'm writing to express my dissatisfaction with. And I can say, I highly recommend that you can choose the last one because it's very helpful for your word limit. And you know that word limit plays a crucial role in your writing. And the second part is introducing the complaint. And introducing the complaint part should include 3 main parts. The first one is topic sentence, and topic sentence should be positive, as you know, as our previous lessons, and plus however, and after however you can write your essential or main problem. For example, I took one exact example. We thoroughly enjoyed the first week of the holiday. However, after that, we experienced a number of problems. As you can see from the slide, in the first sentence is a topic sentence, and as you can see, it's a positive sentence. And after, however, you can give your main basic problems. And the next one, you can write how you are dissatisfied or how you are disappointed with the service or goods which you received or which you bought. And the next one is, if you have more than 1 complaint, you can write with these phrases. For example, you can write your first complaint with these expressions. For example, first of all, the first problem is or was, the first complaint is, my first concern is, the first thing I would like to draw your attention to is. As I mentioned above, I highly recommend choosing the last one because it's very helpful your word limit. And the next part is your complaint letter is giving your second or further complaints. And you can use these phrases. For example, secondly, also, in addition to this, added this, not only but also, and like this. And the next part of your complaint letter is mentioning negative consequences. As I mentioned above, you choose or you bought or received any kind of services or any kind of goods which you received in the past, but this poor service are disappointed or dissatisfied you, and in this case you can give the mentioning negative consequence. And to giving this kind of part, you can write with these expressions. For example, I am afraid that, unfortunately, and like this. And the next part of your complaint letter is expressing dissatisfaction. For example, you can write these kind of expressions or sentence. For example, it's not acceptable to or that, I'm not at all pleased that, I'm disappointed because, and like this. And next part of your complaint letter is demanding action. This part of your complaint letter plays a crucial role in your writing, because if you don't write, if you might forget about writing this part, and you can never get high score or high level on any kind of exams. And demanding action, in demanding action you can write with these expressions or with this sentence. For example, I suggest that you replace the item, or I therefore suggest that I will be given a full refund. Or the next expression is, I would be grateful if my money was refunded. And the next one is, I would be grateful if you could me a full refund. I would be to request that, or to resolve the problem, I would appreciate it if you could, and like this. And the last part of your complaint letter is an ending letter. As among the IELTS takers or exam takers use as formal ending. And formal ending is the same with compared the another letters. For example, I look forward to hearing from you. I look forward to receiving a full refund. I look forward to receiving a replacement. Or the last one is, I look forward to receiving your explanation. And you can choose any kind of them, and as I have mentioned above, you can choose any of them to writing your formal ending. And this is all the parts of our complaint letter, and I take one letter topic. For example, this letter topic was given from the past exams. For example, you recently had your computer fixed at a local computer store. However, you are not pleased with the service which you received. In your letter, you have to write a letter to the store manager. In the letter, you have to describe the situation, you have to explain why you are dissatisfied, and you have to write what you want the manager to do. And you have to write at least 150 words within 20 minutes. And in this slide, I gave one exact model answer, and you can read and you can take an example for starting your writing. You will be asked to write task 1 any kind of letter in the real exam, especially in multi-level exam which is held in Uzbekistan, and you should manage this task within 20 minutes. Examiners can check your letter with 4 criteria. The first criteria is a task achievement. The second one is lexical resource, and I mean your vocabulary which you use in your letter, and the next one is coherence and cohesion, and the last one is grammatical accuracy and range. And then now we will speak about essays. For this, I took an example, agree and disagree essays. First of all, we have to know what's an essay. Essay is common called as a task 2. And first of all, we have to know how to plan and how to write opinion essays. IELTS opinion essays, also known as agree or disagree essays, come up frequently in the writing exam. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to plan and write them step by step. And first of all, we have to know what's an essay structure. Essay structure, First of all, you have to know how to plan. The next, how to write an introduction, how to write main body paragraphs, and the next one is how to write a conclusion. And the next one is there are 3 parts to every opinion essay. These include the first one, introduction, and the second one is main body paragraph 1, and the third one is main body paragraph 2, and the last one is conclusion. These all parts of the essays. Once you understand the process, practice on past questions. Take your time at first and gradually speed up until you can plan and write an essay of at least 250 words within 40 minutes allowed in the exam. And the next word is what you understand from this. A question. The question. What's a question? Question is called a rubric, and in the exam you will be asked to answer for this rubric. The first part of the question for an IELTS opinion essay will be a statement. You will then be asked to give your own opinion about the statement. And in this slide, I can give one exact question types of questions. Here is some typical wording that might be used. For example, what's your opinion? Do you agree or disagree? To what extent do you agree or disagree? And if you understand all the types of questions, and let's start to understand what's a rubric, and I can take one rubric from the past exams. And for example, a big salary is much more important than job satisfaction. Do you agree or disagree? Give reasons for your answer and include any relevant examples from your own knowledge and experience. Write at least 250 words. It's an exact and basic rubric or question or statement from the past exams. And IELTS examiners always can face these 3 common mistakes. The first one is not stating an opinion. The most common mistakes that students make is not giving an opinion. The question will clearly state that you must choose one side of the argument. If you fail to do this, you will get a low score for any task achievement criteria. That's why you have to choose one side of the argument. And the next one is giving arguments for both views. It doesn't matter which side of the argument you take or even that you agree with it. Choose the one you can develop the best arguments for. And the last one is not supporting your opinion with clear reasons. Make sure that you don't change your opinion partway through the essay and don't give reasons for the opposing view. And you can give relevant examples, relevant explanation sentence from your own knowledge, from your own experience. And this structure, if you use this structure during your writing in the real exam, and this structure will give us a well-balanced essay with 4 paragraphs. And then we need some ideas to add into the structure, and we will have everything we need for our essay. And as I mentioned above, we have to write, first of all, the introduction. The introduction should include 3 sentences, 3 parts also we can call. For example, the first sentence is paraphrasing the question. The second one is thesis statement, and the last one is outline statement. What's a paraphrase question? As I mentioned it above, in the real IELTS exam, you will be asked to write tasks 2 essays, and in this question will be a rubric. First part of our essay will be an introduction. Introduction part should include 3 sentences. The first one is paraphrase the question, and the second one is thesis statement, and the last one is outline statement. Outline statement should be with 2 supporting reasons. And the next part is main body paragraph 1, and this paragraph should include also 3 parts. The first part is topic sentence, and the next one is explanation part, and the last one is example. And the main body paragraph 2 is the same with compared the main body paragraph 1. And the last part of our essay is conclusion. Conclusion is also summarize opinion and key reasons. And if we understand all the parts of our essay, let's move on to decide on our opinion. The question I have chosen to work on is quite straightforward and easy to understand, so we don't need to spend time analyzing it. The first task is to decide on our opinion. Here is a question again. A big salary is much more important than job satisfaction. Do you agree or disagree? For this essay, I am going to disagree with this statement and argue that job satisfaction is more important than a big salary. And as I mentioned above, I disagree with the statement which getting high salary is more than important than job satisfaction. And before beginning writing our essay, we have to take or gather some ideas. In the slide, I give some opinions, and after reading all the opinions, we have to pick up some of them. For example, the first idea, high salary jobs are generally more stressful, or stress leads to ill health, both mental and physical, or 40 hours a week at work, a sort of the day. And the next side of the argument, we can give some ideas. For example, money doesn't bring the happiness, better quality of life, or sense of fulfillment. Or the last one is less stressed, healthier, or happier. Among these ideas, you can pick up some of them. It's just different kind of ideas. And the next one is, from these ideas, we have to generate some of them. Both the examples are partly true, but I have adapted them to better fit the essay. It's fine to do this as the examiner won't check your facts. For example, Uncle Barry boasted about his salary but hated his job. Nervous breakdown, lost job, or can't work. For example, me gave up teaching, now enjoy my work, or am much more relaxed and happy even though I earn much less money. And if we pick it up some ideas which we have to write our essay, we're almost ready to start writing our opinion essay. But first, we have one other small task to do. It's vocabulary. Vocabulary plays an essential role in our essay. If we know how to plan, how to write an introduction, how to write main paragraphs, and how to write conclusion, if we have lack of vocabulary, if we don't know any chunks or collocations, it's very difficult situation in the real exam. That's why we have rich vocabulary to writing any kind of task to essays efficiently. And that's why we have to know how paraphrasing or using synonyms. During the planning stage, quickly jot down a few synonyms of keywords, and you could use to save you having to stop and think of the right language while you are writing. For example, we have so many vocabulary which we can use during our essays. For example, satisfaction, it means fulfillment. Achievement, sense of accomplishment. Content, sense of well-being. And the next word is salary. You can use as an salary, you can use income, wages, pay, or earnings. And the next word is important. You can use the synonyms of this word: significant, valued, has more meaning. And the next word is job. You can use work, employment, or position instead of your job. And the next one is, in the next part of our essay, with that done, we can focus on the first paragraph of the essay. The introduction. How to write an introduction. A good introduction has three-part structure. As I mentioned above, the first part is paraphrased question, the next one is thesis statement, and the last one is outline statement. An introduction should have 2 or 3 sentences. It's enough. And these parts should include 40 or 60 words long. And finishing this task, you can take 5 minutes to write this part. And what's a paraphrase the question? Start your introduction by paraphrasing the question. Question: a big salary is much more important than job satisfaction. Do you agree or disagree? And I paraphrased this question with this sentence. Look at this slide. It's argued that earning lots of money has more significance to people than being content in their job. It's a paraphrased sentence. And the next one is thesis statement. In IELTS opinion essays, the thesis statement is where you state your opinion, for example. And this is the saying from the essay. For example, this essay totally disagrees with that statement. That's all you need to say. If you decided to agree with that statement, you would write, the essay completely agrees with that statement. And the next part is outline statement. Finally, in the introduction, you must outline the 2 main points, ideas 1 and ideas 2 above, that you will cover in the rest of the essay. Do it in 1 sentence, and you can add them onto the end of the thesis statement, if appropriate. I believe that people are increasingly concerned about the risk of stress-related ill health frequently experienced by people in highly paid positions, and they care more about feeling fulfilled at work. And this is my outline statement. So if you understand, if you explained how to write introduction, let's bring the 3 elements of our introduction together. As you can see from the slide, I added all the parts of the introduction. And after writing our outline statement, all this introduction achieves 3 important functions. It shows the examiner that you understand the question. It acts as a guide to the examiner as to what your essay is about, and it also helps to keep you focused and on track as you write. And these 2 ideas in your introduction will become your 2 main body paragraphs. And the next part is our main body paragraph 1. And this concerns about the risk of stress-related ill health. And the next main body paragraph 2, a sense of fulfillment at work. And so now let's move on the next stage. Next stage is called how to write main body paragraphs. The structure of a good main body paragraph has 3 parts. They should include the first one, topic sentence, and the next one is explanation, and the last one is example. If you can't think of an example, you can add further supporting ideas, but we already have our 2 examples, so that's not an issue here. A common problem when you're writing main body paragraphs for IELTS opinion essays is having too many ideas. Again, we have already chosen the 2 ideas we are going to develop, so we are all set to start writing. You can see how important the planning stage is and how it makes the actual writing of the essay far quicker and easier. So let's move on how to write main body paragraph 1 and the second. Main body paragraph 1 should include 3 parts. The first one is the topic sentence, and the next one is explanation, and the last one is example sentence. Main body paragraph 2 is also the same with the compared main body paragraph 2. The structure is the same. What's a topic sentence? Topic sentence summarizes the main ideas of the paragraph. That's all it needs to do, so it doesn't have to be complicated. and it plays an important role in ensuring that your ideas flow logically from one to another. It does this by acting as a signpost for what is to come next or what the paragraph will be about. If you maintain a clear development of ideas throughout your essay, you will get high marks for task achievement and coherence and cohesion. We will now take the idea for our first main body paragraphs and create our topic sentence. Next, we must write an explanation sentence. This explains to the examiner what we mean. It expands on our first idea. Explanation sentence. This causes many individuals to suffer high levels of stress, which can result in both mental and physical health problems. And this sentence is my explanation sentence. And the next one is, finally, we add an example to support our main point. I thought of this in the example stage, so I have it ready to use. If you can think of a real example, it's fine to make one up, as long as it's believable. The examiner isn't going to check your facts, just the examiner will check your language, how you use the range of grammar or how to use the vocabulary, and like this. For example, I can take one example sentence, look at the slide, and you can see how I write the example sentence. This happened to my uncle and he used it to boast about his huge salary, but the boss kept increasing his salary targets, and in the end, the stress became too great and he had a nervous breakdown. Now he regrets being driven by the money. That's the 3 parts of our main body paragraphs complete. Here is the finished paragraphs. Look at the slide and you will see the full main body paragraph 1. And the next one is our main paragraph body 2. And now we will follow the same process for our second main body paragraph 2. Main body paragraph 2, and for this part we have to choose the main exact but brief idea for this paragraph. For example, job satisfaction gives a sense of fulfillment. Firstly, we write the topic sentence to summarize the main idea. Topic sentence. And from the slide you can see I wrote this kind of sentence. Having a job that they enjoy doing and in which they feel valued is a major concern for most of the modern workforce. And this is my topic sentence for main body paragraph 2. Now for the explanation sentence to explain this idea. Explanation sentence is like this. Look at the slide. A significant number of people are giving up well-paid positions to do jobs which pay less but that they find more enjoyable and less stressful. And this is explanation sentence. And finally, an example to support my main point. As before, I thought of this in the planning stage, so just need to form it into a couple of sentences. And this is my example sentence. I'm an example of this myself. A year ago, I left the teaching profession because the workload had become too great, and I am now a gardener. I feel really fulfilled in this work and I am much more relaxed and happy even though I earn far less money. That's the 3 parts of our second main body paragraph complete. Here is the finished paragraphs. And you can see, you can watch all the complete the paragraph 2. And the next stage is the conclusion. As you know from our lessons how to write a conclusion. Conclusions to IELTS opinion essays should do 2 things. The first one is summarize the main points, and the next one is state your opinion. This can generally be done in a single sentence. If you are below the minimum 250 words after you have written your conclusion, you can add an additional predictions or recommendation statements. Our essay currently has 233 words, so we are on target and don't need this extra sentence, but you can learn more about how to write a prediction or recommendation statement for IELTS opinion essays on task 2, conclusion page. The conclusion is the easiest sentence in the essay to write, but one of the most important part of the essay. A good conclusion will neatly end the essay, link all your ideas together, and the last one is sum up your argument or opinion and answer the question. If you achieve this, you will improve your score for both task achievement and cohesion, which together make up 50% of the overall marks. Without a conclusion, we will score below band 6 for task achievement. You can start almost any final paragraph of an IELTS opinion essay with the words, for example, in conclusion or to conclude. Now, all you need to do is briefly summarize the main ideas into one sentence. One sentence is enough in your conclusion. Here is a top tip. Go back and read the introduction to the essay because it's also a summary of the essay. It outlines what you are going to write about. To concrete a great conclusion, you simply have to paraphrase the introduction. Let's give it a go. A conclusion. As a conclusion, I wrote this sentence. For example, for a high percentage of the population, earning a substantial wage is less important than job satisfaction because of the negative effects work-related stress and the desire to feel happy, fulfilled at work. That's it. We have completed our essay, and here's it with the 4 paragraphs put together. As I give from the slides, the question was, a big salary is much more important than job satisfaction. Do you agree or disagree? Finish it IELTS opinion essay, and you can read this essay from the slide and you can start writing from today. It's very useful strategies and tips for your writing essays in the real exam.